And we're live. Hi, everybody. Been a minute, and boy, howdy, did a lot happen. And we'll get to that soon, but, you know, as per usual with our schedule, we're back to our regular Metroidvania stuff with Chronicles of the Wolf. I'm gonna turn that down. It's a little louder than I remember. But yeah, hope you're all doing well. I've been okay. Today's just been a day of cooking and doing like maybe a couple errands here and there. I got to talk to some people that I haven't talked to in a while, which was really nice. And yesterday I got to do Pathfinder for the first time in a couple weeks, which was a really nice thing to do. To kind of recap what's going on that front. In my Pathfinder game, we are playing Curse of the Crimson Throne, which is a preset adventure path. And we got to this point in the story where a random ship appeared in the middle of the city river, and it got sunk by the city's guards because they were just really, really raring to sink the ship. So we were like, so we heard this through the rumor mill as the party, and we're like, that's really weird. Oh well. But then we get approached by a guard that tells us that her daughter is sick, and he wants us to come by and see if it's something that we can help out. And we're like, okay. Or no, not his daughter, his niece. So we go over to his house, and through talking with an NPC that is apparently pretty prominent, as well as doing my own check disease spell check, since I was a cleric, or not cleric, war priest, and I had the ability to see that. We learned that a plague had gone through the city, or had started to go through the city, and everybody's like, what the fuck is going on? So the captain of the guard essentially asks us to go check out the shipwreck, because that's the last unusual thing that happened before this disease started to go crazy all over the place, started to go rampant. So we go down there, we fight a few eels, we fight a shark, and then we fight a sea hag. And we only find one body in the water that we supposed is the captain. But there's no other crew in the ship whatsoever. Literally no crew. So the party's kind of like, what's going on? And what we suspect is that the ship was a decoy for another group to go in and start spreading the disease inside the city itself, because when I checked the body that we found floating in the water, you know, the GM's giving the description of like, oh, this person had suffered a blow to the head, and also their body had been eaten by the surrounding sea life to some small extent. But you also see, like, they have no weapon, but they have this silver amulet, an unholy symbol on their body that's meant to be like Urgathoa, I think is the name. It's a goddess of disease, death, and undead, and pestilence. And that immediately made all of us go like, oh, someone decoyed this ship in so they could spread disease by way of their goddess into the city. That's not good. We bring this over to the, I don't know, my D20. I'll find it later. We bring this up to the captain of the guard, and she learns that, and we tell her, like, hey, this name of a person who is apparently a criminal is now might be in Corvosa and is spreading this disease. So we're now trying to figure out how to deal with that. Then we left off on a were-rat person telling us that a bunch of other were-rats that were in the sewers are looking to start an uprising, and she's asking us to try and calm the situation down, and to help us, or to incentivize us, she said, we'll also, if you help me with this, I and others will help take care of the sick, because were-rats are immune to this new disease. So that was the thing at tabletop that we did, and I enjoyed that. That was very fun, and thankfully we're getting to meet next week again, which is really nice, because availability as adults gets really sparse as life happens, so anytime we get to meet, it's a nice time. So yeah, besides that, it's just been kind of regular stuff. It was a lot of errands on Saturday. Doing laundry, vacuuming, and taking care of just some affairs around my apartment, visiting my mom in the hospital. She's doing okay, by the way. Everything's just fine, for the most part. Just kind of doing my thing. So, yeah, hope that all of you are doing all right. So last we left off, we were still doing castle stuff. I made some progress because I figured out that apparently I didn't know how a fucking elevator worked, like a dumbass. And let's see, I think... Oh man, a lot happened. What all did I gain? I think the last things that I had done was go through the kind of stage play music area, which is where we encountered a instant death area where we listened to music until we died. And another one where we encountered Bloodless from Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, and she insta-kills you. And we got the underwater breathing upgrade, which is huge, really nice to see. Oh, yeah, we have this other area to the left of that little loading spot. So I think I'm gonna go check that out. And we also got an air dash, which is good for movement, especially. I also got this Templar sword from an enemy drop, which I suspect it might be like the rare drop that's considered potentially the best sword in the game kind of deal, or the canonical sword. Because that's also kind of a trend in some Metroidvanias where the canonical weapon of the main hero is an enemy drop. You know, your Symphony of the Nights and your Symphony of the Night and Bloodstained definitely had that same deal. I should probably instead. There we go. Oh, we also encountered one of these loading rooms. I think it was the one that is past or close to that elevator. No, it's the one past the elevator, and it instantly turns you to stone. A lot of funny ways to instantly die in this game. As for other things that are really cool update-wise, so I mentioned this on Blue Sky. If you follow me there, go follow me, please, on Blue Sky if you haven't already. I got to go see BB No Money. Now, if you don't know who BB No Money is, he is a Canadian rapper who is very well known for kind of like being in on the shit poster energy of the internet. And he's done like collabs with a lot of different people, or he's done collabs with a few people. One of those people being Iron Mouse, for his song 1-800. So he's definitely very popular. And I went to the venue, and mind you, this is in Des Moines. So I didn't expect the turnout that I fucking saw in that concert. I'm gonna wait for that fucking bat. God damn it! Maybe I should just use my... Can I use my sub-weapons while I'm not... No, I can't. Oh, that's gonna be annoying. Oh, that was to get an upgrade. Oh, I meant to... I did that for nothing. Anyway, so he's very popular, but I didn't expect the turnout for that concert to be as big as it was. So I leave for the concert at around like 5 because I wanted to eat before I got there, and I did so. And I thought, okay, well, it's usually good to line up at the venue before, you know, before the doors open, because it's good to get a good parking space. It's good to get just in line in general before, you know, it crowds up really well. Oh, how right I was on that idea. Chat, the fucking line that happened at that concert. I have not seen a line for a concert be that long, I think, ever. Because what happened, I was telling my friends about this too. What happened was that the doors were, you know, still closed, but people were lining up, and then the line kind of folded in on itself. And when it folded in on itself, it proceeded to wrap around the building. And when it wrapped around the building, or at least wrapped around part of the building, it then started snaking into the parking lot. And people were still coming in. I am 1,000% certain that if I just waited a bit longer to look around outside, I could have probably seen the line, like, wrap around the... If that line were to not have snaked into the parking lot, it would have gone over the entire building. I don't doubt that at all. And again, just goes to show I really underestimated, like, people turning up for this concert. Some I feel might have been coming in from out of state. Others, you know, probably were local like I was. Or say local, I had to drive, but, you know, I just didn't expect the turnout of that caliber, you know? So we get into the venue, and when I get in, I get to see this whole concert venue, which is a really cool venue. It's like this, it apparently used to be a dance room, and you can kind of see that considering that it's got an indented floor and a risen area. It kind of reminded me of a roller rink. And I took some videos, shared it with friends, and then the concert proper happens, or at the very least it starts, and the DJ comes out, and the DJ's like warming the crowd up, getting us prepared for the show we're having, and saying like, oh yeah, who hasn't been to a BB No Money concert? Who hasn't seen Jungle Bobby, who's the opening act? And some are raising their hands, others were familiar with how it went, and they proceeded to show a Iowa-themed PowerPoint, because they were like, oh yeah, we did our research before we came over here, and they talked a bit about what they saw in the state and how things were, and it was funny that they made that effort to, you know, kind of be in tune with their audience. I thought that was fun. And they're also very funny because, again, they're in tune with the jokey nature of their audience and internet humor and stuff like that. And the DJ then did a whole Instagram thing where he's like, oh, I'm going to put this photo of us and of me in the crowd on Instagram, reply with a song, and I'll play it, and whoever picks the best song gets a zebra cake. And people were cheering because they could get a free zebra cake. I didn't do it because, one, I don't have an Instagram, and two, if I were to pick a sweet snack to ever have that I know is full of preservatives and shit, that a zebra cake wouldn't be my go-to. But after that, Jungle Bobby came out onto the stage. And Jungle Bobby, I was not familiar with him. He's another Canadian rapper, and from the parts he played, I got really curious about checking out his music later, and I started, and yeah, he's really good. I like his stuff too. And I, in particular, found it nice on how he played around on the stage, like did a bunch of jumping around and stuff. Like, he had a great stage presence and absolutely knew how to work with the audience. He was great with that. He was great and really just knew how to be a showman to get the audience pumped up and ready for the main event. That was awesome. And after he had warmed us up with a few of his songs, some newer, some like past, Baby No Money himself comes out, and it just starts going crazy. Like, people were going fucking insane. Like, it was I have not seen a crowd go that sicko mode in a while. And it was really cool. People clearly really like the guy, and I can see why. He seems like a really nice dude. And with that in mind, he also was just really in on pausing to kind of make some fun with the audience. He actually had a cookbook that he read a recipe out of and was like, all right, at some point later tonight, I'm going to give away this cookbook. And he did. He gave it to a fan in the crowd, and that was really nice of him. And then, out of nowhere, he starts opening a Pokemon card pack later in the show. And I was like, okay, I'm sold on this dude's energy. He's funny. I'm trying to see if I can find a save room again. And the set list in general was good. The fucking sound and acoustics quality in the venue was also something I'd praise, because it was really, really nice with the percussion. It sounded great. Like, acoustic sound and everything with that was wonderful. And when there was like some lulls in the show, you know, he would warm up the audience, but at certain points, as it can tend to happen at concerts, there were some snags. We encountered a couple unfortunate moments where someone had a medical episode, I think it was like a seizure of some type, to the songs, because, you know, he and the others made sure to warn that there was going to be flashing lights, and, you know, that was just unfortunate, but it happened. But it was handled very, very, very well. Like, they actually bothered to, like, they stopped the show, made sure the medic got to the person that was having the seizure, and they were walked out of the venue, and everything worked out perfectly there. That was, like, just made sure everything was good and that she was given enough space for the medic and her to be able to go outside. That was great. Or to go to a designated spot to make sure she was okay. That was really, really cool of him to just make sure that that's resolved. And then another thing that happened was apparently some dude that was relatively close to the front of the crowd was getting a little too antsy, or at the very least, like, too wanting to be at the front, and he started shoving through people and had elbowed somebody, like, either in the head or like in the body or something. And the DJ pointed out, and BB No Money stopped and then talked to both of them to see what was going on, you know, to make sure that got resolved. And when he learned about, like, oh, this guy's being a shithead, he's shoving through and apparently elbowed somebody, he just said, get that guy out of here. So he had security kick that guy out, because, you know, you do not want somebody that is just actively being dickish to another person at a concert because he wants to be up front more. Because frankly, if you're on that ground floor stage, you can get good seats. Oh?
I've explored a lot of this castle now, and everything I've seen is diabolical.
Have you seen the electricity bill? It's awful.
Sam here. He's Yvonne's servant, but he is on our side and will help us.
Hello, sir. You may hesitate to trust someone as ugly as I, but together we can beat Yvonne. You see, she is cruel to me. I know information about her and the beast that will be useful to you. This nightmare has only just begun, but we are going to put an end to it.
Sorry,
What is that?
Sorry, I
Let's get out of
farted.
here.
I had a lot of broccoli earlier and I ripped a really bad one. It was nasty. Oh, not a boss area. Okay. I suspected a boss area would happen. Alright. So, they got taken. Uh-oh. But yeah, so great showmanship and really cared to make sure the audience was having a good time. And not at the last song, but close to the end of the show, he has a little heart-to-heart with the audience saying, like, I did not expect that I would have a crowd of this, like, so many people would come out in Iowa. Because, frankly, and this is something I talked about when I got to meet Deborah Wild and Jennifer English at a convention last year. Just that Iowa and other states of there, so like Midwest, like Nebraska, and I guess Missouri to throw in as well, are considered more like flyover areas in terms of states to visit. Because, like, let's face it, if you're going to visit the Midwest, typically people think like Chicago, Minnesota, stuff like that. Or states like those. And, like, I was looking around at the venue, and y'all, it was just straight up shoulder to shoulder with people. Like, when he says people turned up, they fucking turned up. And, like, I concurred, you know? Like, I did not expect that kind of turnout, and he said, like, I just didn't expect this at all, and you all have been one of the best crowds in the whole tour. And he even said, like, I know that sounds like something all artists say, but he meant it. And how he means it was, he said that he will, in future tours, he will always route through Iowa now, which was awesome to hear. He liked us that much, and I was like, all right, yeah, this was a really good concert. So, concert ended up finishing, and I got to talk to some people, and I bought a belt buckle. Because his concert was themed after Internet Explorer kind of imagery, and I saw that one of the merch items there was a belt buckle of his $ symbol with a little bit of a flourish that also looked Internet Explorer-like. And I actually genuinely needed a larger belt buckle because my old belt buckle that I got from Sweden broke on me. So I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So I bought it, and I have it, and I use it, and it's good. Also, ad break starting in 5 minutes. But yeah, that was a very, very awesome concert, and I'm also glad I got my tickets when I did, because when I initially got my ticket, it was like $45, and I hear that those tickets can get up to close to $100, and that made me just go like, shit, I'm glad I got mine when I did then. I wanted to examine the skeleton of the swinging blade. That's when something attacked me. Ah. What if I just did this? Does this to you? Oh, I'm dead. Oh, that kills me. Oh, that is a lot of damage. Must be a really, really tanky snake. Okay, well, I'm not gonna... I'll go back to that room and kill that thing that's there. But yeah, I said this to a bunch of people saying, like, if you get the chance to go to a BB No Money concert and you like his stuff, go. Because I understand he's a bit of a divisive artist in terms of music, because some like his music, some don't, which is understandable. Like, not every artist is going to be for everybody, but if you like his stuff and you have the chance, I recommend you just go. I recommend you do it, because it was, like, the level of showmanship and genuine care that he put towards the audience to make sure they had a good time was really nice to see, because the other concerts I went to, while good and making sure the audience were nice and pumped up, didn't feel like they had the same level of, like, I don't want to call it, they felt more like a cut and dry kind of feeling, where it's like, okay, they came in, they did their thing, they played their songs, and they had a good time, and then it was it. And, like, a very chill time. But the BB No Money concert felt like a fucking party. Oh, what the That's trippy. Alright, health upgrade at least. Oh, I see the ledges, or yeah, the little ledges in the water now. Okay, or in the reflective surface. Have to keep an eye on that. So yeah, that was the big thing that happened to me recently that made me like, oh yeah, I was really happy with that. This place is awful. My eyes show me the walls, the floor, and the ceiling that blend together. I prefer to turn back and find another way to get to the other side. Nicolas Xavier de la Tourvelle. Okay, I see. This is trippy. I don't know how to... And I don't know what to do with these platforms either. These are down in the prison, and I don't know what to do with those. This. Keep my cold moon armor where no one can take it. This armor's awesome. Wearing it, you can see invisible enemies. Oh, hey Combo, how's it going? Ad break's gonna start in 10 seconds though. Heads up. But yeah, I was just telling people about the BB No Money concert. Yeah, we'll go into ads and then we'll be right back, and then I'll talk about some other things that happened that are exciting. So, BRB, and we're back. Okay, so yeah, the BB No Money concert was a really huge thing. And I've got another concert lined up in July that I'd love to go, that I'm going to absolutely love to see, which is Lord Huron, with my dad and my brother. So, yeah, but after that, I'm gonna be concerted out potentially. I don't know, unless something else really surprising, like if 9 Inch Nails comes over, or something. But I'm not gonna expect anything like that. But yeah, hi Combo. I was just talking about the BB No Money concert and the other kinds of things going on. Like, I know I've criticized it, and I know that, you know, unfortunately it's just going to be the way things are in some extent with pricing, but I got a Switch 2. I went ahead and I got a Switch 2. I haven't gotten to set it up yet, but I will at some point this week, and I just know that there's going to be some games that will get released for that I want to play, like the new Fire Emblem, and also to maybe see how some of my Switch 1 games run on that versus my Switch 1 versus 2, because I've got some HD 2D games, like the Dragon Quest 1+2 remakes that I could try on that one, and I'm just ready to... I just also heard that the pricing on that thing is not going to get any better, especially if that fucking Sony pricing update was going to be any indication. Like, if y'all haven't heard, PlayStation decided to, at some point either this year or next year, or sometime in the future, up the prices on literally all of their consoles, which I'm gonna guess was probably related to the increased RAM prices and scarcity of the RAM. Due to all the fucking data center shit, all the AI data centers. So that fucking blows, and hell, that's the reason why Steam Decks aren't even being sold anymore, because RAM prices are just too damn high for them to want to make any more of them. So yeah, I figured, like, while I could get one at regular price, I should just go ahead, because I have heard, like, misgivings about the pricing and everything, like, not aside, but understanding of that, apparently the Switch 2 is genuinely good in a lot of aspects, so I just figured, screw it. I've been curious to get one for a while, because I see people play on it and have fun, and, you know, who doesn't want to have fun? So yeah, I did that today, and as for, or not today, yesterday, and let's see, Grave Season's got a release date. That was really exciting. August 14th, and then a demo's coming soon. And you fucking bet I am going to play that demo when it comes out. That will be a highlight. I haven't it's gonna depend, but I might either make that its own dedicated stream or include that like featured strongly in a demo day. Because I learned that the game was featured at PAX East, which if you don't know what PAX East is, it's like a big sort of conference where people can showcase their games and have booths to set up. It's like a big video game convention. And Grave Seasons apparently was one of the more popular booths. Like, they had close to thousands of people lining up to play their game, which is fantastic to hear. And various outlets and content creators had put out their videos on playing the demo of it, which wasn't a very long demo. They only got to play through like the first day or so of it. And with that in mind, the demo announcement that came by via that Xbox showcase had said that, or they learned, some people that I had seen playing that demo had said that the demo that's going to be released on Steam is not going to be the same demo that was done at PAX East. It's going to be encompassing like more than just the first day or two, which is fine. Like, I would be fine with that. If it ends up being like a Fields of Mystery, a situation where the demo at large is like maybe like 2 hours or so in length, I would be completely content with that. If the demo's like a couple hours, that's fine by me. That is more than enough for at least a shorter stream to do, and I would be more than happy to feature that game, because that is one of my most anticipated games of 2026, like far and away. So, very excited about that idea. Very excited to finally have some form to play that game in. Okay, so that's all there was there. Alright, we're gonna go save because we just got that armor. Oh, it's a grabby hand. I need more orbs to do stuff with. Let's see, other news. I haven't seen the movie, and I'm not sure if I really want to, but I'd seen that the Mario movie, apparently, like the new Mario Galaxy movie, has not been doing so hot critics-wise. And, you know, never judge your opinion on a movie based on the critic scores and everything, but it appears that because of that, people are not super keen on it. Like, from what I've heard from people that have even gone to see the movie, it just sounds like a bunch of references and shit. Is that it? Oh my god, that was just it. It just sounds like it's a bunch of references that were shoved into a 1.5 hour long movie, which, like, that really is just the worst way you could possibly do a video game adaptation movie. Like, to not have a whole lot of... to not really allow a whole bunch of breath and to shove a whole bunch of references and shit, that really just doesn't bode well. So, yeah, Mario Galaxy, not too interested. What I am interested in, though, was was a news update about a musical's pro cut. If you don't know what a pro cut is, a musical pro cut is essentially when they film a stage play and then have that be used for like promotional materials or some kind of DVD release, you know, where they've got cameras just recording the theater performance. The musical Hades Town, its pro cut is going to be releasing in theaters. And I really like Hades Town, so getting to play that would be really to watch that on a movie screen with a big audience, that will be absolutely wonderful, because I will actually go to the theater for it. I don't go to the theater really ever nowadays, so that will be a really nice outing. July 24th is the day, so if you have a movie theater near you that might be showing it, I would recommend it highly, because Hades Town is a special and fantastic musical. I can't read that. As for other updates, I've just been still keeping on trying to update myself with Fields of Mystery on any other kinds of updates to find. But given how slow my work and general news stuff has been, it's slow. It's been a very slow time lately. Like, that's why I've latched on to these new updates on grave seasons and what have you so fervently. And it's also why summer 2026 and onwards is looking like a good time. Like, we're getting the Witch Hat Atelier anime and Marriage Toxin soon. That's got me really excited. And I'm just kind of waiting to see how those will pan out. I don't doubt they'll be bad, at least, so that'll be nice. Hello? Do you have a thing behind you? You do not have a hidden wall. Worth a try. And I also learned that the next Fest that's going to be happening this year is going to be in June. So, keeping that in mind as well, for any other updates that'll happen. I see. Well, I can't go up because I'm missing the thing that lets me climb the skull platform, so it looks like we're going left. Oh, I've also been having my ear to the ground on any news with Belmont's curse. Haven't heard a peep. But oh well. Besides that, I found another band that I got to share with my dad recently while we were out yesterday, because I got to have lunch with my dad and my brother, which was good. I had a really good Italian sandwich and had a nice latte with that. And I really like finding punk bands that have really funny names. This band I found is called Stiff Richards. And funny name aside, genuinely their riffs and songs are really good. They've got that kind of surfer punk energy that my dad would have absolutely loved to have played when we would have gone fishing back in Texas. Like, it's that kind of energy. Oh, hello. Bones gathering. Oh, cool. Ooh. It's just a giant bone chimera. Oh, I like that. That's freaky. I'm getting flashbacks to the No More Heroes 2 dumbbell dodging minigame. Something that I will always appreciate about this game is how freaky the pixel art is. Oh, there's music too! Ooh! Easy boss, but good stuff. Alright, what do we get here? Oh my god, finally! That's what I'm missing. Wonderful. Okay, now I can actually go up these goddamn platforms. Yippee. Something else that I had done recently is I started a new playthrough of Devil May Cry 3 on my Switch because, funnily enough, somehow the Switch version of Devil May Cry 3 ends up being the definitive version because you can do the style switching that you can do in modern Devil May Cry games, which definitely streamlines the playing experience as Dante from the get-go. I only played a couple missions, but for certain I am glad to get to play that game with that kind of modern style swapping capability. I just find it funny that 3 ends up getting that on the Switch of all places. Now, I know the PC likely has a mod that lets you do that, but like, wow, because anytime I ever played Devil May Cry 3, be it on the PS2 original, be it on the PS2 or the PS3 HD release, I was usually always a trickster guy because I like having the dodge capabilities, but I mean, hey, this is a way to play it now, and you know, Switch's technology isn't the best, but it can run a PS2 game just fine, so yeah, cool stuff. I just need to get used to playing early game Devil May Cry where I don't have my double jump and I don't have all of the changes that I'm so used to whenever I would play Devil May Cry 5. Like, you ever have that? You ever have, like, so many modern particulars in a game that you're just so used to, and then you go to an earlier game in the series and you're like, whoa, what the fuck? That's what I felt, because I have played Devil May Cry from 1 through 5. I have not played DMC Devil May Cry. But I felt that kind of like, oh god, this is a different feel, because, you know, on top of how different Dante feels in that game versus 5, I also just feel the difference in terms of, like, how much, like, how underpowered you really are when you don't have all the upgrades. I'm like, oh my god, no double jump. Oh my god, no fucking, like, no other things there. Fire guard. What does that do? Allows you to be fully protected against fire. I have a feeling that that might be something I really need for this next spot. Just a hunch. Like, I remember somebody saying that that's something they experienced when they tried, like... Okay, I guess that does not include lava. Oh, wait. Okay, no, I did. Alright, cool. I don't have to fight the boss again. That was something that somebody experienced with the Ace Attorney series, where somebody had played the 3DS Ace Attorney game, and then they had gone back to the first few entries, and they're like, wow, I miss my bells and whistles. And, you know, I had debated about streaming the Ace Attorney series, because I've heard nothing but really good things about the games because of how ridiculous they are, but the funny thing is that on Open Couch Gaming, Jordan and I haven't finished yet, but started a Let's Play of the first Ace Attorney game. But unfortunately, I've talked about it before, but we've not been able to really set time to record anything because he's been exceptionally busy with work and general life stuff. Especially considering that he is a homeowner now. He doesn't have the time to record, which I completely get, you know, like, if you don't have the time, you don't have the time. But, you know, we just haven't gotten the chance to get through all that yet. Mask of Vision? What does that do? Improves invisibility in areas where vision is impaired. Oh, that would be for the reflective areas I was just at. Okay. Well, I can't go through there because that's a lot of lava. Yeah, there's no other platforms, I think. Looks like I gotta go back up. And then I can actually go back up to that area to the left that I was missing. So, yeah, we've just been on kind of a hiatus because Jordan's been busy, I've been busy. Like, the busyness is the reason why I've only got really time to stream 1 or 2 days out of a week at most, which I hope to change at some point by trying to either change to a day position or find somewhere else that's a day position, but for now, this is all I've really gotten to do, which, I'm grateful to you all for being adaptable to the change. Let me rephrase that. I'm grateful that you all are okay with the change, because, it's thanks to this change that I now have an apartment. So, yeah. And things have been going well apartment living-wise. As I said, I got some meal prep work done, and I got errands done with cleaning my bed sheets, cleaning my laundry, vacuuming around my apartment. Just general errands, as it were. I'm gonna actually equip that Visions helmet so I don't have to deal with the reflective weirdness. Yeah, living on my own has been good so far. And what's nice is that my apartment is within walking distance and short driving distance of a lot of cool stuff, so I have the ability to just get to go and do some things if I have the time to. Like, go to a comic shop and check out what they may have that might be new, or go to an indie bookstore and get myself some books, or find stuff to listen to later for audiobooks. Oh, speaking of audiobooks, I had actually finished a couple. I finished a couple audiobooks recently that I would really recommend to you all. The first one is Joe Abercrombie's The Devils. I've mentioned that book before, but oh my god, y'all, I fucking adore Joe Abercrombie. He is so funny. To give a synopsis of it, because it's been a while, I think, since I talked about that book. It's a story that takes place in an alternate history Europe where Troy did not fall to the Greeks, and follows the story of a monk of a Christian, but not really, since it's like its own thing, kind of holy order. And this monk is like kind of the pencil pusher administrative type, where he's like, oh, I'm not really a holy warrior type, I'm more of an administrator. And he is tasked by the cardinal of the holy city that he's always wanted to go to be the escort of a princess to Troy. And to help him with that, he has the assistance of a bunch of contracted monsters and criminals to help him get to, his objective. I managed to get myself a talisman which allows me to wield the cursed weapons. I'm very lucky because there are only 2 in this country. The problem is that I fell and damaged it. Now I'm no longer sure of its protective power. That's why I prefer to leave it here. Anatole de Galais. Okay, so I probably need to get that fixed. Besides that, besides that synopsis, it's really funny because it's just alternate history Europe, and I tend to like alternate history stuff. And as I say, that book is so fucking funny. And part of the funniness of it for me was how the narrator read and did character voices for the various cast members. Because the cast members is this: you have the princess, you have the monk, and then you have the titular devils. And the devils in this case being an immortal knight who can't die, but he doesn't... I'll explain the immortal knight's deal in a minute, but it's an immortal knight, a thief, an elf, a vampire, a necromancer, and a really tall werewolf woman. Like, it's... like, this really tall werewolf lady that's super cool. Like, she's funny. And it's just a group of assholes, essentially. Like, just a group of assholes type of dynamic. And the best way I could describe it is, like, it's kind of like if it'd be like if All Is Sunny in Philadelphia was helmed by a bunch of Halloween people, like Halloween dress-up guys, like, just LARPing and shooting the shit. Or, like, It's Always Sunny, but as a D&D party. Because their little quirks in particular make the dynamics so much more funny, because the werewolf, she has to suppress the wolf, you know, that's her whole deal, and she very much is like if I don't remember it or don't think about it, I'm not going to be sad kind of character. And she's just really, really blunt and really funny in that kind of bluntness. The Immortal Knight, his whole problem is that he may be immortal, but he's not like the Bacano type of immortal where if he gets injured, his body heals itself to be perfectly as it was. No, if he gets impaled or slashed or dismembered, he retains the scar to it. His body puts itself back together, but he retains the scar. But because he's lived for hundreds of years, he is basically more scar tissue than skin. If you know that Tails Gets Trolled sequence where Shadow talks about how his bones repeatedly keep breaking every time he ever moves, but then they heal back up, and it's like his skeleton is more scar tissue than skeleton. Unironically, this Immortal Knight character is exactly like that. Like, some of his complaints are just that he has a hard time getting upstairs, even though this guy has led crusades and is, like, genuinely a good warrior, but he's just in constant discomfort. The Necromancer is just a guy that's really up his own ass, and he's like a new addition to the Devils, and he is just, he's like, I don't belong here, you know, this is wrong, and I shouldn't be let go as soon as possible. And he tries to free himself multiple times, but the holy binding that keeps him there will not let him, and the side effect of it is that if he attempts to try to free himself, or even to think about trying to free himself, he upchucks everywhere. And then there's the vampire, who's very much like along for the ride in a lot of respects, and he's really funny in the sense that he knows a lot of what's kind of going on when it comes to how the characters are, but then his inclusions with how he gets people out of situations is really funny. So when you first meet him in the book, he's like an older man, like much, much older, like has a cane, wispy hair, wrinkled, like very wrinkled up, like a guy that looks like he's in his 80s or 90s, maybe even his hundreds. And you know, you think, like, how is this guy useful? Like, how would he be able to help in a fight? Well, as he sucks blood, he gains his youth back. Like, he starts to rejuvenate his youth. His hair starts to take on a darker color. He starts to get more physically strong. And then, after a double jump when Mateo... Oh, I get a triple jump. Fucking finally. Oh, I could go back to the fucking taxidermy and get that goddamn water walking ring. Oh, finally. I've been waiting so long to get that. Oh, finally. Yes, thank God. So yeah, like, yes, he's got all the staple vampire abilities as well. And unlike most vampires, though, he is immune to sunlight. He does not burn up in the sun. He can be basking in the sun however long he damn well pleases. His most powerful ability, aside from, like, the turning into bats and abilities of strength and what have you, is that he can entrance people, but he entrances people with pure bullshittery. He entrances people by giving a story about how he and his wife would go to this church in Poland and the pork dumplings that they would serve. And that's his go-to story to enrapture people as a distraction. And like the way that the narration describes this is like people get so enraptured by just this nothing burger story about dumplings in a church that they think he's delivering the sermon that will save humanity. Like they just treat it like it's the purest gospel to have ever been spoken by anybody. And the trade-off on that, though, is that uses up all of the youthful energy that he had built up by drinking blood, and then he reverts to being older. So that's the trade-off. He can using that just makes him weaker. The thief is a thief. She knows how to lockpick. She's very much like a charlatan scammer type of character, and she's funny. Like, that's just the major draw of this book. It's fucking hilarious. Like, there was some particular sections in that book that made me laugh so hard, I had to hold back tears at points. And I don't want to say any particular sequences that did it, but there was a section towards the fourth part of the book that really, really got me, and a couple points in the early parts of the book that really got me. And the thing that I'll leave this book off on is this way of recommendation. Most of Joe Abercrombie's other works, at least as far as I know, are a whole series. Be it The Blade itself and the series through that, and the other series that he's got. He's got multiple series. The Devils is not a series. It's a single book. It does not have any continuations as far as I know. And it's very much a one-book deal. So if you want to ever check out this book, it is a perfect pearl of how Joe Abercrombie writes his characters, his world-building style, and his humor. Holy fuck, it's so funny. Like, it's genuinely really snarky and funny, crass, and it has a lot of moments of just kicking the chair out from under you, leaving you sprawled while everybody else laughs at you. Like, it's that kind of humor, and it's really funny. So I'd recommend it on all of that. According to legend, there are 6 parts of the Rose Cross equipment hidden in this castle. The master of this place has been confronted with this order in the past. The equipment of one of their valiant knights was brought here in remembrance of this struggle. I already have 3, technically? The Templar sword, the Rose Cross helmet, and I think the Cold Moon armor. I guess not, though, because it needs to be Rose Cross. So, yeah, like, The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. Cannot, in any capacity, recommend that enough. It's really good. The other book that I finished recently was part of the Emily Wilde series. And the Emily Wilde book series is what if scientific methods and hypotheses and stuff were applied to like fairies and folklore, stuff that's far more arbitrary in terms of its logic. Like, this series essentially feels a lot like stories of like, what if you tried to make sense of Alice in Wonderland, you know? Step through the gates engulfed in darkness. Like the books are about this woman named Emily Wilde, who is a teacher at Cambridge, and the misadventures that she gets up to when trying to write for the books that she's trying to publish and, you know, become like the next big name in dryadology. That's her field, is dryadology. And what ends up having her get wrapped up in. The first books, I've finished the second book. The first book is about her researching into the Fae and Dryads of of a town in Scandinavia, and the second book is kind of catapulted into helping the main support cast and love interest get back to his realm. So I finished that one, and I want to get the other one, but I need to find it on Libby to reserve it, because Libby's how I've been getting a lot of my audiobooks lately. So there's that. I remembered, I also finished Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson recently. God, Mistborn was fucking cool, though. I loved Mistborn. And I can see why a lot of people say that would be a really good one to introduce as a part of Brandon Sanderson's kind of work. Because if you don't know Brandon Sanderson, his way of writing worlds can be really dense. And it can kind of make his stories a lot to absorb at once. And this is coming from somebody that has decided to start his journey with the Stormlight Archives, which has been a fascinating listen and a really cool world that he's constructed, but holy shit, there are some moments where I'm like, oh my god, this is a lot to absorb. Like, it feels like I'm listening to a college lecture at points. Mistborn is far more comprehensive, I think, and a lot easier to digest. And I actually really like the power system that they have in, or the magic system rather, in Mistborn, because it's all based on the consumption and burning and usage of metals. Because in Mistborn, they have this thing in the world called allomancy, which is a person who has the ability to can consume and burn a type of metal and gain some kind of enhancement to their being that lets them do something extraordinary, be it enhance or diminish somebody's emotions, gain super strength, reflexes, speed, and what have you, dampen the presence of other people, push and pull other people or other metal objects around. It's really cool. And then you have somebody that is a Mistborn, which is a person that has the ability to do all of the allomancy powers. And it's really fun and really awesome. So if you're looking for a Brandon Sanderson book if you want something different than Stormlight Archive, because maybe Stormlight Archive might be a bit, as I said, it might be a little too like dense as far as getting into it. Mistborn, as I said, is far more comprehensive, and it still has a lot of that cool world-building parts that Brandon Sanderson's honestly really good at. Let's see. Any other books I finished recently? Let me check my Libby, actually. Let me check it. My timeline. I'm currently going through The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett, which has been a really cool listen so far. I've only been like a few hours into it, but that's like a fantasy murder mystery where the main character is trying to find out who murdered a commander inside of a world that is beset by giant leviathans, and it's like this military caste system as well, where he has the ability to recall information perfectly by way of having a memorizing scent. So you know how some people have like a thing they do where if they want to remember that they may have locked their door, they'll like make a noise or tap the door or something, like just to ensure that they know they locked it. It's like that. Like, this person has the ability to recall information to a perfect extent, down to knowing the amount of people that walked by a front door by virtue of like, oh, I'm gonna sniff this vial of something under my nose, and now I recall that information perfectly. And there's like a bunch of other people that have varying other abilities that are beneficial to an investigative extent, and I just really like the world so far. Like, a lot of the fantasy stories that I really like tend to have really cool world building. That's usually my go-to when it comes to this kind of thing, is like, oh man, this world building is fucking cool. So yeah, that's my That's my thing. Okay, so that's the save, or that's the transition room that kills me by turning me into stone. Maybe I should just go to a teleport room and... Yeah, I think I just need to go to a teleport room and then walk across the water that's past... Yeah. So then, in that case, the closest teleport room is the elevator. Let's go do that real quick. Besides that, I do have some other books that I have yet to get to because the availability on Libby is like really low for some of them, because despite getting a second library card, holy shit, some books are really popular. For understandable reasons, I hear really good things about them, and the more popular a book is on Libby, the longer you have to wait because there's likely more people getting those limited digital copies. But the ones that I know are still several months out for me are The Blade Itself, which I started a while ago but haven't finished, Our Vicious Oaths, You Weren't Meant to Be Human by Andrew Joseph White, and Legendborn by Tracy Dion. I've heard really good things about Legendborn. It's several months with an M. Oh god, that's such a long-ass wait. So, the things that I do when it comes to my audiobook stuff is that if the wait ends up being too long on Libby, I just buy it on Libro FM. Because, frankly, like, I can wait for a few weeks if a book is... I can wait like maybe 10 weeks or so, you know, past the time with music or something, but if it's several months and I hear the book is good, I think it'd just be faster if I bought it. Someday, though, I would like to get the Libby subscription deal, because knowing that the money from that would go to benefit indie bookstores is very nice. Also, I forgot, I was gonna go get the water walking ring from the taxidermy office over there, and I think that's all that's for some areas of the map here, because that's gonna complete that. That's gonna be complete. And then after I get the water walking ring, well, this isn't complete because of that section, but yeah, I nearly have everything that's not the castle done. I do have to fight Bloodless, though, and I don't know what I'll get from fighting her, but I want to fight her. Besides that, let's see, what else have I done? I have been on my Webtoon deal, which, you know, I don't like Webtoon as a company, but there are some stories on there that I do want to keep going on. I've been catching up on Suitor Armor in particular, which has been on a hiatus and is going to continue on hiatus for a while for a very unfortunate but completely understandable reason. I'm not going to say it, but a very personal thing happened to the author of Suitor Armor, and they're taking a extended break to deal with it, or to process and figure out where it's. Follow their blue sky. Purpa is their blue sky. I would recommend that because I just hope they'll be okay, and that's really all there is to say about it, because it's like, fuck. Like, what else can you say? Just, I hope they'll be okay, and, you know, just be there to support. Besides Suitor Armor, I finished Lady Liar, which was a very cute little romance story. It's from the same author as Miss Abbott and the Doctor. I also finished Love Me to Death, which is from the same author as Room of Swords. Room of Swords, I started that a long while ago, and I liked it, but I started to feel like it was kind of losing the plot for me a little bit. Like, you ever read into a story that starts to get a little, like, all over the place? I kind of felt that a little towards Room of Swords. I was like, oh man, I'm starting to get a little confused about the direction here. But Love Me to Death was far more... I felt a bit more comprehensive, and I enjoyed it. It had a very nice way of portraying a polycule couple, which is very rare. Like, you don't really see polycule couples represented very well, if ever, in any media. So, and in fact, when I was looking at the afterwords from the authors, or from the creators of the comic, that was something they said, was that we're not poly, but they had noticed that a lot of times in stories, they don't tend to really, like, polycule representation isn't really that, you know, common at all in any kind of story. So that was something they hoped to, you know, do to show to be able to have good polycule representations and tell a good story. So I'd say they accomplished that. Let's see, other webtoons I've been finishing. I've still been keeping up with My Giant Nerd Boyfriend. That's been a good weekly deal to get through. It's been very nice. So another of Webtoons stuff that I've got that, oh my god, speaking of fucking funny ass stuff, so I've talked about the Weekly Roll before, which is a D&D style adventure comedy series on there, and I've been reading it for a while, and I finally caught up to it as far as like getting more story out of it. And for April Fools, the author did the funniest fucking thing that genuinely had me holding back tears from how hard I was laughing. Like, I didn't laugh out loud because I was in my work's break room, and I didn't start crying because I was in my work's break room, but holy fuck, I was laughing so hard. So, the comedy of the Weekly Roll is very much the same as The Devils and Joe Abercrombie. That's, like, I get that same energy from that. Like, very much, like, kicks the chair out from under you type of humor, or subversive type of humor, where it just hits you in a joint you didn't expect and you laugh. So the the update from the author goes like this. April Fool's joke was that he said that he was going to stop doing the Weekly Roll and then start a brand new series and delete everything from the Weekly Roll as far as chapters are concerned and start a isekai series. Because if you don't know, it's not just an anime and manga and light novels that isekai is like a gigantic fungal explosion on. It's in the webtoon series of things too. Like, you'll see constant Empress stuff, reincarnation as an Empress, just stuff of that caliber. And I found a couple that I like. I won't lie, I found a couple of those kinds of things that I actually enjoyed, but it is fucking everywhere on that platform. And he then shows, like, I'm now making this, and it's just this intro, like, page of a satirical, or like a isekai that is just pure fucking satire. And as he's describing it, or as they're describing it, I was holding back tears from laughter. So if you want a webtoon that will make you fucking laugh so hard, go check out the Weekly Roll. It's really, really good. It's so funny. So yeah, that was one that I've been trying to catch up on with its releases, because that just, it tickled me. It tickled in a lot of ways, and it was really, really funny. Hello. Hello, warrior. My name is Nami. I'm from the New World. I'm an expert on talismans. The one I have found in this country are very interesting. This talisman you have is very damaged. Do not try to use it. I happen to have another one which is exactly the same. You need it more than I do. Keep it. This country really is fascinating. Okay, what? So that lets me use the cursed weapons without suffering damages, right? Well, the problem is the death act, it's still good. Okay. Okay, yeah, sure enough. All right, fuck yeah. I've got a powerful axe now. All right, save. What's in this house? What's down here? Oh. Okay, and then we can just jump because technically as the water's a platform, we can just continuously jump in it. Yeah. Macavite. Okay. Demon cat. That is... Oh. Oh no. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, that's a lot of damage. Alright, first I'm gonna get that orb upgrade and then head back up and save again. Alright. Yeah. Can't think of anything else that I can do to get my shit done. Because these are the same armor level. Yeah. Alright. Let's try that again. Oh my god. Oh, the floor's gonna get covered. How do I fight this guy? And I can always turn on the invincibility, and I've got mana potions for that, so... may as well. Okay, those cats don't attack me actively, they just walk.
Beam of invincibility.
Alright, while that invincibility hits. Also, ad break starting in 5 minutes, heads up. Oh no, I almost had it. Okay, that's the routine though. I need to like just keep jumping and then peck away at the enemy. All right. I also have been seeing a lot more discourse about JoJo's Part 7 and how people are really hoping for that next episode. It's feeling kind of like that Todd Howard quote where he doesn't want people to talk about Elder Scrolls 6 anymore, but it's like maybe you should have had more of it done before you showed anything off of it. Just a thought. Like, have y'all seen that? Like, have you seen that shit? If you don't know what I'm talking about, so Elder Scrolls 6. Anticipated game for a lot of people, for understandable reasons. Skyrim was fun for some, and it it meant like people were really paying attention to whatever they would be doing next for Elder Scrolls 6. Well, apparently Todd Howard is getting really tired of people asking about it constantly, because a quote that came up from him was like, I really hope people will just stop talking about it at some point. It's like, motherfucker, you put the trailer out there. You put that trailer out there, or that teaser rather, however many years ago, and have not put a goddamn thing out about it whatsoever. It's like, it's, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's kind of become a similar situation to Silksong, except at the very least, as it got closer to its release, Silksong got more trailers, or at least some like guarantees that they're working on it. But streamer and content creator Clemps RPG, whom I recommend you all go follow, they put it best. It'd be better if a developer says, hey, we are working on this. We don't have anything to show, but we guarantee you we are working on this like new game or a sequel to this series that people really like. Just bear with us because video games take a while to make. Shocker. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I just can't really fathom why Todd just gets mad when people want to know about this anticipated game that he fucking announced. And then goes like, man, don't jump the gun! Like, that's the message of that whole thing. Don't jump the fucking gun on that. Ugh, so stupid. So stupid. Like, ugh. Like, I'm not even an Elder Scrolls fan, and even I'm, like, pissed at that kind of statement, being like, imagine if, like, Eiji Aonuma said that about the next Zelda, where like he doesn't want to keep, if he didn't want to keep hearing about people asking about Breath of the Wild back when that game didn't have any information when it was shown, like, what, in 2014 or so? God. All right. Well, I might die actually because I do not have.
Beam of invincibility.
Hold on, let me see. Fucking hell. Alright, well the ad break's about to start anyway, so let's go ahead and get into the BRB. 3 minutes of ads, hour of no pre-rolls.
Game over.
So get yourself hydrated, stretch, do whatever you need to do, and we'll be right back. And we're back. All right, thank you for your patience. So, yeah, that whole Elder Scrolls 6 situation is so dumb. That'd be like the equivalent of me saying, like, hey, y'all, I'm gonna make hot wings soon, and then, you know, I kept getting pestered about, like, when are the hot wings? When are the hot wings? And I'm like, I wish I never said I was making hot wings now. So dumb. Wait, somewhere left steer. Yeah, I read Combo your message. I hope things get better for you, dude. Shit's rough in a lot of areas right now, so best find your joys when you can. Also, I just remembered, I haven't done my dice roll. Hopefully the redeem is fixed since I did it. Nope. Okay, I need to figure out. Oh, I rolled a one, so I'd need that. Looks like I need to fix that after stream. Because, unfortunately, I have it as a conditional modifier that, you know, I wanted a message to play after you get a particular roll type, but I guess maybe I haven't gotten that fixed yet or figured out. Oh no, you also rolled a 1? Ow! Oh! Maybe I'll just get rid of the messages until maybe I find a better tutorial on it, because I looked it up and it's supposed to be like a conditional modifier where it goes like, hey, if if you got a number between 1 and 10, it goes, oh, oof, hope the modifiers help. If it's like between 10 and 15, I think, it's like, yeah, if it's 10 and 15, it's good roll. 15 to 19, or 16 to 19, it's like nice, and then a 20 is holy. So either something got set at 1, or both of us just got really unlucky. Yeah, I may have to fix that at some point. See what might be wrong on that front. Yeah, I think I may need to change that to and instead of or for that to work. Oh well, this is where we learn. Don't know why, but the ad froze for a bit and I had to refresh it. Okay. Nice double set in that ad though. Okay, good thing you said that, Combo. I have been noticing that if I'm ever like tabbed out, or if like an ad break happens, the ads will suddenly not work properly, and I'll have to restart the stream to get the stream going, even though it's been 3 minutes. I don't understand why that's happening. Like, it's so bizarre that that's been going on. Like, working website from small fucking company Twitch. Like, I do not get it. And I thought maybe, oh, is it because I changed to Opera GX from fucking Firefox? Because I, you know, wanted to see how Opera GX operated versus Firefox. Nope, it's... What, actually, Combo, what browser do you use? Do you also use Opera, or do you use Google or Firefox, or what? Focus a tad on getting this boss down. Use Edge? Oh, you use Microsoft Edge. Okay, so it's not browser exclusive to Opera. It is not a Opera GX or a Mozilla problem. It is just straight up something wrong with Twitch that's causing ad breaks to be wonky. That's fucking stupid. Sometimes things can be weird depending on the site. I don't know, like that's just been a situation no matter where on Twitch right now, but I noticed in particular when I would tab out of a Twitch stream, like if I opened a new window and I opened Twitch to have a stream on in the background while I'm doing something else, like I'd have the audio from the tab playing while I'm in another tab. Like, oh, I want to listen to somebody do their art and talk about stuff while I'm just, you know, errantly looking up recipes to make for the week. You know, just meal prep. I'll hear the audio still, but the video itself will have paused completely, and then I have to refresh the stream, or it will have been stuck in an ad break, and it will be stuck on like the 7 or 3 second mark, and then I have to restart, and I don't understand why that's happening. I got a skull necklace. What does that do? Sometimes gives life when hitting enemies. Grants good resistance to all statuses and slightly increases the critical rate. Why the fuck would I equip anything else? What the shit? That's really good. All right. Well, we got that. Only other thing I could think of is to go back to the castle and go around there. So let's go do that. Head back to the teleport. Yeah, that's really bizarre. I don't understand why that's a thing that everybody's been having a problem with, I guess. Because, yeah, I mean, it just goes to show Twitch can sometimes just be that fucky. Like earlier, I had one of those glitches where you'll be watching a stream, and then over on your left, where normally it would show who you're following and who's live, it was completely blank for me. And I had to refresh, or no, I had to close and open a new tab for Twitch. And I'm like, working website. It's so fucking dumb. I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. Okay, I was gonna go back to the central lift. Yeah, I otherwise have not encountered any other problems on, like, YouTube or other sites that have a video player. It's just Twitch that's been giving me this problem. And I really wish I knew why, but I don't. It's a bizarre fucking conundrum. Alright, so I can go up to that stage, so I'm gonna go save and see what that stage is about. Because we, earlier in the game witnessed a play happen, only for the play to apparently end in disaster. And she seems to have been taken to the castle. Oh, I can get this health upgrade now! Yippee! Oh, actually, something else I'm super excited for, that I saved for a future date for myself. So, y'all know I'm a massive fan of I love the Octopath series. Y'all know that I have almost have all Octopath games. I've yet to get 0. But I love Octopath. I love Octopath Traveler. It's great. Octopath Traveler is getting a English translation for a tabletop role-playing game. I was thinking, like, when I was playing 0, and also thinking on, like, what else could be done, I am so ecstatic, because I was thinking, like, man, Octopath's world feels really fleshed out no matter the continent you're in. What if they made a TTRPG? And they're doing it. It's going to be a 2d6 system. Because it feels like it's perfectly built to be a TTRPG with a party. And, you know, not a party of 8. I think any GM that undertakes a party of 8 either has to be Brendan Lee Mulligan, Matt Mercer, or fucking cracked and, you know, really ambitious. But it's happening. I was like, oh my god! So I was really happy about that news. I don't know when it will be coming out, but I think it will be this year. And I'm really, really, really wanting to play that, or at least read that rule book. I want to get the rule book. I want to read the rule book. I want to see what character creation is like. To make a character like that, that'd be so fun. So yeah, that was a news thing I saw on Blue Sky that made me perk up and go like, oh? So, really happy about that. Okay, so strength up 2, yay! Alright, what is going on here?
I remember you from the theatre in Langogne. Welcome to my real opera house. There's a good reason that I suffer night after night in those crummy shows by Maxime de Montaigne.
Montaigne, okay.
I'm not human. I'm not even from this dimension. As I perform, I absorb vital life essence from the audience. That's how I regenerate. But something prevented me from absorbing yours. You seem to be protected by powerful spirits. Let's see if they can protect you now.
This is my show.
Huh. You know, when I was hearing about this whole thing, I didn't think bird enemy. Cool design, but I was... I was thinking vampire. Like energy vampire, like from What We Do in the Shadows.
No enemy shouts at you.
try that again. I don't think having anything else on will actually make a difference for me. Increase attack and defense. Yeah, then nothing's gonna change there. Literally all these are weaker than what I've got. I think it's just gonna come down to damage output. I kind of want to loop back and check out that other area that I fought that troll in. But yeah, the that TTRPG will be interesting. I don't think my current table will want to play that. And I'd have to really learn the rules back and front to potentially do a game of some kind. Maybe I'd do a one-shot, but I'm just excited. I'm excited that this is even a thing. Like, that just kind of gets me thinking, like, oh man, how many other JRPGs would make a really fun tabletop RPG? I'd say Dragon Quest, but Dragon Quest would be cool, but it would be unfortunately marred by some really stupid decisions done in recent times by Square Enix. If you don't know what I mean, Square Enix has apparently decided to include an AI chatbot into Dragon Quest X, and that essentially has killed every bit of interest I ever have into any kind of ways to ever play that game. So, yeah, fucking ew. Which is really weird because the series has been known for having, like, really quirky and fun dialogue with NPCs, but that just really killed it. I really hope that shit does not touch Dragon Quest XII at all. However far in development that game may be, because, you know, that game's been... God, that was given like a teaser at the same time as the Dragon Quest III remake. So, it's been a minute. When did that first teaser come out for it? It was, yeah, The Chosen Flame Destiny, or English version of it was like the Flames of Salvation, Flames of something. It was Flames of something. In May of 2021. So it will have been 5 years since that announcement happened. Yeah, and there's been some updates that Yuji Horii did saying like, you know, it's in active development. It's still in development, and be excited for it and everything. But yeah, that's like, again, another thing of like, why the fuck announce it that early if you don't have much more than a goddamn logo to share? Oh, another teleport room. Lovely. Like that Silksong and Elder Scrolls 6, like Silksong back, you know, during its time, were pretty notorious for that, of just like, it was fantastic. All my friends couldn't believe it. I lost my feather boots. Okay, so that's to tell me to put on the damn boots. You just... Like, it's out when it's out, but it really doesn't help the case whenever the thing that people are anticipating got one trailer years ago, and then nothing has happened with it since. I can understand the aggravation that people may feel towards the developers if that ends up being the situation at hand. I just think Todd Howard's response to it is particularly bad because, you know, announcing an anticipated game and then complaining when people want more info on it is not the play you think it is, dude. It really isn't. Yeah, it's like, imagine Combo if like a new if Everhood 3 got announced, like a title drop, and then the developer just went cold turkey on any updates on it for years. And years down the line, people just ask, like, where's Everhood 3? And then the developer just goes like, can y'all just stop asking about that? Like, I'd rather talk about the weather at this point. And that'd be like a slap in the face. Because it just kind of feels like, then why the fuck announce it if you're sick of people asking about it? So, yeah, to any developers that, you know your game's going to take a while, maybe wait till you actually have some more shit to share before you actually share it. Because Kingdom Hearts 4, I think, is also in that same boat of, like, people are really wanting to hear more about it, and unfortunately, that may as well be Square Enix's answer towards any kind of other information. Just that's why I always respect that anytime a game is ever getting announced by the developers, that if they share gameplay first and foremost, then that shows like, okay, not only do they have something working here, but it actually, looks good. God, Metroid Prime 4 was in that whole situation too, and then that game came out and, yeah. I do not envy Metroid fans I do not envy people that wanted Metroid Prime 4 so badly only for it to turn out how it did. Like, it's interesting. I hear that game gets such divisive opinions on it that it's not like, that gameplay-wise it's actually pretty fun, but everything else surrounding the game, like the open-ass desert and the NPCs being hit or miss, can really rub some people the wrong way. And I get that. Like, sometimes a character can really kill a particular media piece that you're somewhat interested in. Like, I've talked about this before. I have been reading through Spy Family, and I'm caught up on it. I fucking hate the character of Yuri in that series. And the series is quite literally better when he's not around, or when he's not doing his fucking fawning over his sister shit, and it's gross, and I hate it. Ugh. Anyway, fighting.
This is my show.
Man, I really appreciate how good Mateo controls. What if I did a mine pot? Oh god, she's healing herself. Uh-oh. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, fuck. God damn it. Not much of a counter besides just needing to evade all that shit. Alright, yeah, so... I just
I
only
remember
hope
you
that,
from the theater in Langonia.
I don't know.
Welcome
Like,
to
I
my
don't really have any
real
faith in
opera
Elder Scrolls 6
house.
being any good,
There's a good
because
answer
frankly,
there.
like, people have been pretty negative on Bethesda in recent years because of how Fallout 4 is, and, like, Bethesda as a company just does not run very well, according to what I've heard. And that's just been the negative press as well. And Todd Howard pulling that, like, saying that in an interview just really did not help the company much at all. I could see a PR person saying, like, Todd, shut up!
No enemy shall touch you.
Wrong direction, wrong direction. Fuck, 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 fuck. It's full HP, but I want to heal just a little bit on that.
This is my show. No enemy shall touch you.
I wish I could smack these feathers down, but I don't think I guess we just can't. Fuck. Okay. Steel Ball Run is kind of in a weird spot too right now. Yeah. I've heard about that, how people are just really wanting episode 2 for that, and Netflix has just not been on the ball about any releases, any kind of release announcement for episode 2. Was episode 1, like, good, though, is the thing, like, because I really hope it doesn't end up in an Uzumaki situation. Yeah? Fuck, that sucks. Like, because I really, really hope that it doesn't, because it would really suck that Steel Ball Run would meet the same fate as Uzumaki. I would think not, because I think JoJo's has too much of value for marketing and merch and stuff versus Uzumaki to face that kind of fate. But, I don't know, maybe I just should keep my mouth shut.
This is my.
In other news, I've talked ending Fire Force. Yeah, I think so. You told me about how Fire Force ending kind of led a bit into Soul Eater, which I don't know. I fell off Fire Force because I was kind of losing the plot a little bit in terms of how it was progressing. I mean,
No enemy shall touch
you enjoy it. I'm just saying, like, you know, other things caught my interest, and I was really not following it very well. So the anime goes into deeper than that. Oh. Okay, so Fire Force isn't over. It's just more is getting revealed about that. Okay.
Fear nothing, brave knight.
Oh, I missed. I think I'm dead.
Beam of similitude. This is my show.
There. Fuck it. No. Oh, that's fucking mean. Oh, simul death. Shit. Maybe I should be using my sub-weapons more. I need more orbs is the problem. We're at 40. Yeah, 40,000 more experience to get before we level up again. Holy fuck. Is there anywhere else I can go besides the Carmen fight? There's somewhere in the underwater area I could go to. That wouldn't really hurt to go check. Yeah, teleport down there, then we can just, yeah, see what that's about. Yeah, I don't know, like, Fire Force seems like it's still got some cool stuff to it, but I just fell off because other things had distracted me, and next is Soul World shows up at the end. I hope it's not another Soul Eater not situation. They do bring back the series. People talk about a remake, and I guess it could work because the original derails from the plot of the manga. Yeah, that's something that people really hope for Soul Eater, is that the manga could get like the Brotherhood treatment. Now, I have some nostalgia for Soul Eater in terms of how it is now, but I understand that apparently Soul Eater's ending is not very good compared to the manga, and as far as I remember, it isn't really that good of an ending, period, because it's kind of, I get the want to have a better ending, you know, and this is coming from somebody that really likes 2003 Fullmetal Alchemist and genuinely thinks it's a good show. You know, whatever you may feel about the ending, whatever you may feel about some of the other changes done, I still think it's a good show worth your time, and to some extent I would say that for Soul Eater too. But I would also not mind the idea of an adaptation that is more close to the source material. But I've said this before and I'll say it again. The source material is not always like the end-all be-all tell of a good anime. It's not the end-all be-all of a good adaptation. Like, adaptations are just a lot of compromises as much as they are also about, you know, showing a new story. Like, they adapt. They aren't copies, you know? Like, because copying a story one-to-one is how you end up getting bad remakes. Like the Psycho remake, you know? Like, if you're gonna make it one-to-one, what stops you from checking out the original, aside from, you know, maybe checking out production values being different or studio handling it differently? Oh, I need to put the boots on. Like, that's where I'm kind of at with that, is I would be of the mind that it'd be better for somebody to enjoy the differences that they see versus the source material because of the ways they had to adapt it to the screen, be it movie or TV show, versus, you know, having it one-to-one like the original. Because if it's one-to-one to the original, unless the animation or something is the reason to go for it, what stops you from just checking out the original story? Like, maybe I'm just missing the point on that, but that's where I'm kind of at on that. Like, would a Soul Eater remake that's more close to the source material be cool? Yes. But do I think it should replace the original series the same way that people keep trying to replace... In the same way that I think, unfortunately, 2003 FMA got replaced by Brotherhood? No. Because if it's good at the end of the day, then the differences be damned, it's just more of the thing you like. But, oh well, like, maybe I'm off base on it, who knows. That's just what I think. Like, because I think 2003 still is good with a lot of its stuff, and with some of the stuff that is in original Soul Eater, shouldn't say original like it's happening, but in how Soul Eater is, I still enjoy a lot of aspects to it, with the fight scenes, the characters, the character interactions. But I do agree that the ending feels very, the ending kind of feels like it just stopped. Like, that's the way I would probably describe how the ending felt to me, is that the ending didn't really so much as resolve anything as it just kind of stopped. That's the same problem that I had with Kenichi, the Mightiest Disciple, way back in the day. If anybody remembers that show. And if you remember Kenichi, the Mightiest Disciple, congratulations. I just aged you by like 15 years. But yeah, if Soul Eater got a remake, I'd watch it, but I wouldn't. But I'm not gonna, you know, say like, oh, don't watch the original series, it's garbage. No, because the original will have its good points as well, as being a product of its time, and also some of those OPs and endings slap still really fucking hard. Just saying. People remember Black Paper Moon for a reason. You ever watch Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex? I would catch some stuff of it way back when on either on Toonami or Adult Swim, whichever of the two it was on. And frankly, because I was a big dum-dum when I was a teenager, I didn't really get it. But I am aware of the new Ghost in the Shell Netflix series. Yes, I did watch the trailer for it. And yes, I am excited about the prospect of trying that one, because it... One, the fact that it's made by the Don Don studio already has me feeling good about it. And two, like the fact that they are going so far as to like replicate the original art style of the manga from like the 80s. That alone gives me cause to smile. It just kind of feels like we're in this era of a lot of adaptations that are choosing to go into a more older style. Soundtrack on the OG standalone is phenomenal. Well, yeah, it's Yoko Kanno. That should explain the exact reason why. It's Yoko Kanno. Like, Yoko Kanno is one of the composers of anime. Like, there are some composers of anime that are fantastic, but Yoko Kanno's in a class of her own. Like, unironically. She is phenomenal. Her work, like Cowboy Bebop, Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, Vision of Escaflowne, Wolf's Rain, fuck, what else? The Memories OVA compilation she did with the creator of Akira. I know she's done more. That Terror in Resonance show. Yoko Kanno. Discography. What has she done? What else was there? Really? The arranger for the ending theme song to Porco Rosso? Macross Plus. Vision of Escaflowne, Cowboy Bebop. Really? The song composer for Cardcaptor Sakura? Huh. I'm just kind of looking for her composer. Oh, right. Opening theme song composer for Razafon. Yeah, composer for that. Really? She worked on Oban Star Racers? I did not fucking know that. And, wait, really? She was the composer for Aquarion Evil? Really? Yeah, Kids on the Slope, that makes sense. And she's done some video games, but it doesn't look like anything that I'm familiar with. Yeah. So she's got she has a body of work that demands respect for a reason. Didn't she work on Turn A Gundam as well? Where's that? Didn't she? Yep, there it is. Turn A Gundam. God, there's some fucking music in Turn A Gundam that genuinely gives me goosebumps. I haven't watched it because, like, Gundam is, like... Gundam feels a bit intimidating to get into. The only bits I caught of Gundam before is some episodes of Iron-Blooded Orphans, but I've heard, like, one track from Turn A Gundam called Moon. Oh, it's so good. She's a fucking fantastic composer.
This is my show.
I'm just gonna die. Let myself die here. Yeah, so she hasn't returned as composer for this new Ghost in the Shell series. I know that much. But I think from the bits of the trailer that I saw, whoever they got is doing a pretty good job. From the sounds of it. Alright. This is just gonna be a fight where I likely spam all my healing items.
This is my show.
Oh, she's not on screen, so that didn't count? Oh, cool. Great. Nice. Lovely. I'm gonna focus a little bit on this. Lock in a tab on this fight. Shit. Fuck it. I don't know when I'll find another elixir, but I fuck it.
Fear nothing, brave knight.
Wrong direction, asshole! Oh my god. What if I did that? And then what if I did that? And then what if I did... What if I just spam? Holy shit. Oh. Holy shit, that was a fucking fight. Did I spam a bunch of items? Yes, but I don't really care anymore. Iron Egg. I just need to get through that, because, like, that regen she did was kicking my ass. What does that do? Iron Egg. Has magnetic power that prevents its wearer from being taken to another dimension. Oh, I can go back to the prison and then go past that Iron Maiden that sucks me into, I don't know, DashCon. Just have Mateo show up in the DashCon ball pit. If y'all don't know what the DashCon ball pit is, congrats, you just made me feel even older, but it's this very notoriously bad convention story where okay, so this con happens, I think, in Schaumburg, Illinois. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. And it's, I don't remember what the convention was for specifically, but it was a con where a lot of things went really, really poorly. Like, no guests showed up, no events were really happening, no vendors really happened, and a whole bunch of people were understandably dissatisfied and very pissed off. And it all was surmised with this one picture that came out of what would have been the vendor hall, where there's like 2 or 3 people, I think, sitting around just a inflatable ball pit. Not even a huge ball pit, just a kiddie pool-sized ball pit. And that's like the standing exact pinnacle of like the shitty DashCon experience. At least I think it was DashCon. And people have memed that to death. Like, that's one of the original memes of just seeing that errant ball pit that just left a lot of people dissatisfied and mad. Again, understandably so. Right, I'm gonna go to Underground Jail. We're gonna go move past that Iron Maiden. I don't know the full details of the convention when it comes to DashCon, but I just know that I don't remember if it was their first year or not, but I just remember hearing about how it was a shit show of an organized prospect, and it just, everything that could have gone wrong did. I think the only other time I've ever heard a convention that went that far south was TerraCon. If you don't know what TerraCon was, you should check out 2015 Rainforest? 2015 Rainforest. Is that a furry con? I've heard furry conventions are a really different beast as far as how they're done. I hear they're actually pretty clean. 2015 Rainforest. This one wasn't? Disaster of it? What the fuck happened? Attendees by year. Incidents. I'm not going to read this out loud in case something happens. Oh. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, so the one bit that I will read out on stream is that apparently the AV Club had reported that an attendee for Rainforest had flooded the hotel lobby with toilet water. That's just one of the incidents, but apparently a lot of law enforcement involvement happened in that convention. Yeah, I can understand why that was canceled and why that hotel would cancel their contract. Fucking yikes. Oh my God. Yeah, I've heard a lot of convention horror stories. It's one of the reasons why, despite the things around TwitchCon that you can do, I am never going to attend. One, I know that convention is expensive, and 2, I don't want to have to do that and spend a huge, God damn it, get up there, spend a huge flight to California. Also, what did I just grab from there? I did not pay attention. Damon's tools. I missed what I got. What did I get? I missed it. All right, well, I have a dictionary, so I can go to find one of the signs that I know I missed and can read it. Must be placed in a mechanism. Was it this? I mean, I can't get... No, I already fixed that. What did I get? I fucking missed it. Oh no. Was it a piece of equipment? Uh-oh. I didn't see what it was. Oops. Oopsie. It doesn't look like what I got was a relic. Maybe it was just an upgrade that I got. Unless I didn't go all the way for the hallway. Well, in any case, yeah. The Emiru incident alongside a couple of prior incidents at other TwitchCon years really made me just go like, I don't know if I want to go to that convention. If you don't know what I mean, there was a number of incidents that happened with the previous years of TwitchCon. I think like TwitchCon 2022 or 2023, when that happened, a streamer that was playing around in the foam pit with one of her friends had jumped into the foam because she thought that obviously she thought that they would go under the proper safety precautions to have all that foam, but she landed directly on the hard floor and broke her spine, and she had to go to the hospital to get fixed because, you know, she broke her fucking spine. And then I think in 2024, the one in Vegas, there was some kind of, like, this wasn't directly related to TwitchCon, but it definitely didn't do well when it came to vetting the kinds of parties that were being hosted. There was some kind of streamer party, and Vexoria the Sun Eater had mentioned this in her recap video of that specific TwitchCon. But when this party happened, it was a very obvious, like, this is a clout-only space, which is already really shitty. But apparently people had gotten roofied at the party, which is horrible, and I really cannot fucking fathom how that can even happen. And they never caught who did it, as far as I know. And then this past one, in 2025, streamer Emiru had gotten assaulted by somebody at her meet and greet, which, by the way, she didn't want to do the meet and greet, but TwitchCon wouldn't let her do a panel unless she did a meet and greet, so she was so her hands were unfortunately tied on that front, and she did the meet and greet, and then somebody assaulted her, and yeah, that just absolutely hit me to be like, I'm never going to that con. And because it wasn't just that she got assaulted, it was that Twitch's response was so nothing in the face of what happened there. Like, the furthest extent that happened as far as a punishment was concerned, at least according to what I've heard, was that the guy that did it, that he just got a permanent ban on his Twitch account. That's it. It's like the security apparently didn't even do shit. Like, fucking what? What? I was hearing about this story and all the details, and I'm like, oh my god. Like, how do you fuck up this immensely and not care? So yeah, not in 1,000 years are you ever gonna see me go to TwitchCon unless they absolutely overhaul how they do things.
Did you bring
Because
lots
they
of girls
fucking
with
better.
you?
Invincibility when suffer. Oh, that actually would be. Get more invincibility frames.
I do hope you come back around.
Yeah, I want that. more invincibility frames, please and fucking thank you. Although having that detection mask on would be really handy, because I figured there'll be other walls that I might have missed. Alright, I need to remember what areas had that unreadable text. In 1777, around the country. The castle is. Okay, I think we already saw that. But I came back here because there's a room that I missed. But, like, yeah, and, I also had heard some some horror stories about a convention that I used to go to when I lived in Texas called Anime Matsuri, and considering what I had heard regarding, like, the runner of the convention specifically, yeah, I don't ever want to attend that con again. It also wasn't run very well the past couple times that I had gone, because, they did not anticipate some of the people that would be going being, like, really doggedly wanting to see guests, and that led to lines being way too long, and the guy that ran the convention was a fucking creep towards attendees, guests, and I don't know if he was also a creep towards staff, but definitely attendees and guests, especially the guests. Magical garb. Ooh, that's a new drop. So yeah, never going to that convention again. Like, that was a definite, like, no from me, because, you know, it was like the one con in Houston that I could have gone to that was large, and for the times that I went, I did have a good one, but the last couple times I went, I did not have fun because my fucking feet each time were killing me, and they just really showed how poorly ran their whole show was. Like, honest to God, it was not a very well-run convention at the end of the day, and I'm glad I'm not gonna plan on going back there. Like, the last convention I ever went to in Texas was, like, RTX back in Austin, which, that also had its moments of not being very good, and the less I say about Rooster Teeth, the better, but, you know, I'm glad I'm at least going to different conventions that seem like they're actually on the more up and up as far as how well they're run. Like, hell, I want to try to go to MagFest, and apparently that one's one of the best ones in the country. Also, our ad break is starting soon. I got too wrapped up in the conversation, but yeah, that's happening. Okay, so we can't get in there because I need all of the Rose Knight equipment, and so far I just have the helmet, the boots, and that's it, just the helmet and the boots. Gonna go to bed, see ya. Take care, Combo. Thanks for dropping by. It really means a lot that you came around. It's good talking to you. Ad break's about to start anyway, so we're gonna go into 3 minutes of ads with an hour of no pre-rolls. So get yourself hydrated, stretch, do whatever you need to do, and we'll be right back. And we're back. Thank you for your patience. Alright, so let's see. So the next idea, I can't go to that checkpoint because I'll get frozen. I'll get stoned to death. And there is that section that's all the way to the left past the Grand Lift, so I think I'm gonna go over there. I just wish I remembered what I picked up from the underground jail. I was too distracted talking about shitty convention stories. Man. Yeah, that's kind of the situation as it stands. Like, I have also heard about conventions like Off-Kai and WeebCon that seem like fun, but I don't know. I'm trying to stick more local and not try to travel as much, because one, travel is fucking expensive. Like, getting a flight and getting a hotel room and generally even just attending a convention can be expensive. So I'm just picking and choosing my con trips wisely, and I've just got 2 in the works so far to attend, and that's the one that's local to Iowa and MagFest. Those are my 2, and that's it. And MagFest, I'm not even certain, because MagFest's entire, like, hotel system is based on a lottery, and that's making me apprehensive to buy a pass, even if I can't be guaranteed lodging, but I don't know. I guess we'll have to see, because the other thing is I don't know if I have to, like, I don't know if I'm attending MagFest, I have to buy a pass and then apply for the hotel, or if I can apply for the hotel lottery and then get a pass. I'd have to ask some people that have attended MagFest how that works, because it sounds like such a fun time, but if I can't guarantee having a bed to sleep in, then that makes it hard to want to go to a convention. And I understand why they want to do that lottery system. It's so that people don't immediately hop on buying up a hotel room and then all the hotel rooms are just taken up, you know? And plus, you never know the kinds of people that may have really nefarious purposes going to, or malicious intent even, going into these conventions to just stir some shit up. Wish that system existed at cons back in Texas, because then maybe there'd be less people trying to scam people into buying their CDs. That was something that happened to me and a friend of mine, where we spent my friend got his credit card information taken, and I lost like $5 or $10 or so on a guy that was trying to distribute CDs out where all of the food trucks were outside the convention center. I was mad because, like, I didn't want to lose money on that thing, but my friend, like, used a card for their card reader, and they then proceeded to, like, take his information and use it for other charges. So he had to cancel his card, which means he couldn't have used his card for literally any purchases at the convention, which fucking blew, because there was some cool stuff there. So, yeah. And funnily enough, at a different convention, but the same convention center, another guy tried to scam me by trying to get me to buy him McDonald's, and I just didn't, like, one, I genuinely did not have a lot of money at the time. It was in my uncertainty era of trying to figure out what the fuck I was trying to do, and I was working a temporary job at the time. Like, I only just had enough to go to this convention, but I was, like, he wanted me to follow him, and I'm like, nope. Like, you literally just singled me out because I was walking around the front of this convention center. No, I did not trust that whatsoever, not in a big city like Houston. So, yeah. So I might need to look up where those illegible signs were, because, again, something I would really love in this game is to have some kind of fucking marker system. Like, call it a thing of privilege, of being like, I wish I had my map markers like I did in my other Metroidvanias, but they're genuinely helpful to figure out what to use a thing for. Okay, so we're looking at... Okay, it's another area transition. That takes me into this upper spot, but I want to see what's past this wall of darkness here. Can I sit? No? Okay. Mateo never learned how to use chairs. Shy ghosts. I've come across some ghosts that don't seem to be a threat. They often hide behind objects. One day I had perfumed myself with a heady fragrance. One of these ghosts came out to talk to me. Okay, so I gotta find some I gotta go into the perfume aisle from SpongeBob. Okay, so now the ghosts will talk to me. Wonderful. Okay, so There was a hallway way down in the atrium of hell that had an illegible sign. Just need to find where the other one might be. Because I knew I encountered a few here. I don't remember where they were though. Ceremony room? Well, that sounds final boss as fuck when I... Okay. Thank God for this axe. Can I get down here? Aha! Yeah, this feels a bit too climactic. I need to go to other places right now. Antechamber of Hell. Let's try and see what that sign said. And maybe find the other ghosts that I wanted to talk to. And I'll probably go be live for a little bit longer. But, you know, I've got work tomorrow, so I can't be live for too much longer. Okay, I think it was the next hallway up. At some point I will probably need to go back. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stock up on potions again, because that fucking fight with Carmine really wore me the fuck out. Okay, and whoever can read this, get the key. He will also have the pleasure of dying with... Ooh. Oh shit. What the fuck? Wait, when did I last save? Womp womp. Oh, I should have saved a lot earlier. Oh well, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Wait, does that let me? Shit. All right. I was about to say, does that let me see now if I can go back to the underground jail and see what I missed? No, of course not. Okay, so that key, that gave me a key, but I need to get out of whatever that was gonna be, and I think I might need to save that for later. Where else was there an illegible sign?
No enemy shall touch you.
Was there one here? I don't remember if there was one here or not. Okay, well, my only course of action is to go back up towards those areas. Maybe in the library area there might have been one. Wouldn't hurt to check. Wait, hold on, was this one of them? I know there are 2 chiseled keys that are not in this castle. One would be in Aperture Castle and the other in the aquatic depths near... Oh! Okay, so that was one of them. I figured there would be one near the library. Problem is, didn't I already get those? Western Gévaudan, Aperture Castle. Somewhere in Gévaudan, Mist Castle. Did I think I already got those. Yeah, I think I already got those, so kind of a moot point on that, but cool, I guess. Wonder what I need all those keys for. Northern Gévaudan. That was underneath the inn? No. Somewhere else was under the inn. I think I already got the keys that message is talking about. I'm trying to remember where the hell else the, Alright, well, okay, I'm gonna go back there and try to get that key again. And this time I'm gonna save. And not die like an idiot. Hopefully. No guarantees. God, I'm glad I can use this axe now. Oh my god. Only being able to one-hit these things is fucking perfect and awesome and cool. Like, this castle really has been kind of a difficulty spike in certain respects. Like, some of these bosses really have been a real, like, kick in the taint. Okay, so then it was up and then around. Yeah. Oh, I do need to get that. Wait, did I already get the perfume again? No, I need to get it again. Actually, instead, let's go find all those ghosts that I can talk to and use the perfume. Where were some of them? There was one at the start of the castle. There was the guy that was like... Where was he? There was one in the underground jail near the teleport point. I remember that. And another was... I think in the Atrium of Hell. Somewhere in there. I think it was the guy towards the upper left or right section of that spot. So I may need to try one of those areas. Again, makes me really wish I had a map marker system of some kind. Even if it was just like a circle that I could put on the map. Like, you don't need to give me a huge array of them. I would just love a circle at least. To be like, hey, this was a point of interest, or hey, this was a point of interest. Like, that's something, like, I understand that I sound like I'm complaining a lot when it comes to some parts of this game's design, because a lot of this likely might have been designed as intended, but there's been just some leaps and bounds for Metroidvanias with streamlining how their exploration is done that I really, really like a lot. Like having a map legend, like having a indication on the map that shows how complete the map is if you got all the items in it, or if you've explored it fully, or if there's just one more thing that you might have missed, you know, just something to that effect. Also, what do these magic ropes that I got do? Reduces your mana consumption but grants port protection. Okay, so if I wanted to use my spells more, but if I don't care about my defense. Well, I care about my defense, so that's going to be a no for me, Chief. Let's find that teleport room, and then we're going to check the start of the castle. Actually, no. Teleport to the central lift, save, then go to the start of the castle. Because, you know, losing progress sucks. Because, I mean, I'm remembering the days of having to be in mind to save because we didn't have autosaves back in the Game Boy Advanced era. Actually, you want to know something that's interesting, that's a trend I've seen when it comes to people experiencing retro games? Or at the very least wanting to relive their retro experiences? I've been seeing people be really ecstatic about playing DSs and 3DSs again, which has been really cool to see, but it's kind of sad because of how telling it is towards the games industry nowadays, where people just want to be able to play a game that they know they own everything on, and that they're not going to have to pay a subscription or a live service type of situation. Like, that's a thing I saw for Peak, actually. If you know the game Peak, beloved multiplayer game that it is, apparently fan complaints had come through on that game about how they're not updating the game fast enough, which, like, okay, you're wanting to get a latest version of a game to have some improvements be done to it that can make it better. But understand that not every team's going to be as quick on that, and also it comes across as incredibly impatient. And plus, there are going to be some games that are just not going to be needing updates after a certain point. I think Dead Cells even is just done with updates now. Yvonne was very angry when she learned that I lost her chiseled key. I hope my punishment won't be too harsh. What do I use these for? How many of these things do I even have? 5? Oh, wait. Oh, is it going to be 6 keys like the Apostles? That might be the case. Alright, let's go to the guy that's in the underground jail. I wish I could get up to that teleport room easily. Because it's just a sheer drop from, you know, where you can teleport out of there. That's a long way to go to get to the central lift to teleport, so this is my best bet. There. Get Kamehameha'd. Okay, and then underground jail. We're gonna save. And there's a guy near here that I could talk to, or that I can talk to now. It wasn't at that bridge, because literally past there is just a bridge, I think, that I could fall to. Where is he? I think this was... There he is. Hey, man. Hello, I'm Anatole de Galais. De Galais? Anatole de Galais. My Aunt Yvonne had me imprisoned for taking a sword. I love weapons, and this piece was fabulous. I couldn't resist. Actually, if it's French, I could have returned it, but I couldn't remember where I'd put it. I managed to remember where it was. I'd hidden it in that cell before I was locked up here. In case that this case had taken too long. Here's the sword. Please return it to Yvonne. I don't want to stay in this cell anymore. Rose Cross replica. But is it the true one? Oh, is that any stronger than the Templar sword? No, not even close. Resembles a legendary sword, but is of terrible quality. I see. So he took the sword, and he just has this replica. But if I give this to Yvonne, then something else may happen. Okay, then next I need to find where the other guy is, and I think he's in this, the hell spot. Antechamber of Hell. Hey, there's our level up. Ooh, I'm getting close to 999 health. Oh, I did see on the trophy list that apparently there is an achievement for reaching, like, complete maximum on orbs, health, and mana. Nice to see that. Okay, so I think it was, like, the very top of here? Because this skeleton only had the potion next to him. Do I have the mask on for that? I do. Okay. I didn't remember if I did or not. That feels like it'd be primed for a hidden wall, but it just isn't. Like, eh. Okay, so no, that's not it. This also isn't it. Oh, it was I loop around. It's adjacent to the save room. Okay, never mind. Hold on. I mistook that as like the save room continued into it. Let's get back down there. I remembered it was like up against a left wall, or a left facing wall. Yeah, it was like this one. Here, and it was this. Oh wait, I could try for it. Hold on. I'm gonna try for it. I'm here anyway, may as well give it a shot. Okay. Get the key, you also dying with...
No enemy shall touch you.
Nope. Maybe I have to squat down immediately and then... I counted like 4 seconds on that. Maybe I need the upgrade for the aura wave. Or no, not the aura wave. What was the dude's? Yeah, maybe I need like an upgrade to the violin for invincibility, unless I already have the level 2. But I think it is just like I need to use the invincibility to sustain the spike damage. Like I have to damage boost that.
Fear nothing, brave knight.
Oh, it just stopped just shy. What the fuck? Do I lower? You know what? Maybe I should go talk to the guy first, the ghost that's there, and then see if he's got anything to say. And I think this will be the last thing I do before I end stream tonight. Just gonna see about that. Hey, man. Hello, I'm Philippe Moyes, the bootmaker of the castle. If you manage to get 7 pairs of boots, I'll give you a surprise. How many pairs have I got? I have... Oh, 6. Fuck. Okay, so 7th is likely his the last pairs of boots you get in the game. Alright, well I know that now. Maybe I need to... Maybe I am missing the upgrade for the invincibility frames. If that's the case, then... If I could stack them... If I could be cheeky and stack them right as I... Let's see. Hold on. I'm going to try something, and if I can't get it, then... where else could I even go besides the... ceremony room is pretty much all I've really got left, besides the music room that I can instantly die in. The... I forget what that little bit over there is. One of those areas to the left is the music room that I instantly die in. Then there's Bloodless, but I don't know how I'm supposed to initiate fighting her. That's the other thing. I look up on Steam discussions on what the fuck some progress points in this game are supposed to be, and there's not a whole lot of info, unfortunately. Yeah, all that's really left is to just go up around the ceremony area.
Fear nothing, brave knight. Beam of invincibility.
Haha! Get fucked. Get fucked, Spike Trap. I've now got 6 of them. Save. Okay, so we got that. Anything else? Honestly, there really isn't a whole lot else. I guess let's just go back to the cult room and then look until we find a save point, and then that'll be where we probably stop. I want to do like a little more, you know, just a little more progress. Actually, were those last bits even all of the map? 99%. Oh, right, because of that little bit. That's 100%. That's 99. Am I going to be that much of a stickler to get that itty-bitty corner in the map in Gévaudan? Maybe next stream. We're kind of in the sauce right now. I do need to get more potions, so that would probably be an opportunity to do that. To just stock up on supplies. Okay, it was ceremony room. Alright. There was... I guess we can keep going down this hallway, because I think we'll run into the, a save room at some point if we just keep going right. I mean, these guys dropped some gold, which is nice. Green mask. What the fuck is that? What the hell is this for? Oh, I want to see that. What was that for? Green mask. Inside is written, "The merchant will like it." The merchant that's like all the way down there? Near the garden? I guess I'll go there next time I'm on here. Oh, this just goes right into here. Alright. Cool. Oh. Of course it... Alright, well I gotta get some kind of stone resistance ability. Yay. Because the lever to get both those doors open is on that side. Alright.
I'll heal you.
Okay, all that's left is really the upper left and right areas of the spot. Whoa, what was that? I dropped it. I saw some equipment drop. What the fuck? A robe just spawned out of nowhere there. Like, I just looked back on my stream feed. Yeah, a robe just spawned literally before he even died. That's bizarre. Okay. What is to the left? Only true followers of our cause will be able to pass to the next room. Oh, so I gotta wear... So that's the reason I have to get... That's the reason why they can drop their robes. I have to wear them. Alright, what's... Ooh, wonderful. Alright, save and just to check out what else is up here. Boss room? How did that miss me? Okay, that looks like some kind of big transitional area. Nope, 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 not continuing. Up here? Really? Alright, well, I'm gonna see if I can get that robe again, because if I can get, like... If I can get through to that room, hopefully that's not a boss room, but if I can get some good equipment through that, that'd be wonderful. What the hell? It just showed up. Okay, so I gotta be really quick on the draw with that. Damn it! Oh, God. Gotta be fast on that. Maybe if I came at it from the other side and just... So it's not an enemy drop. I just have to be really quick. And it's as I pass the statue. Is there anything that can let me... I don't think so. No, no pendants, no nothing that can let me do that. So I guess I just have to, like, be fast on the draw, and I'm gonna come at this from the other side, because once I pass it with sliding, I can get that no problem. Did I get it? I got it. I got the demon coat. Wonderful. Okay, cool. Alright, well, I guess we'll don it and see what that other room is about next time. Because, as I said, we're past the 3-hour mark now, and I think this is a good spot to end, if any. I just wanted to get that for the room that's over to the left there. Wonderful. Alright. Well, thanks for joining me, everybody. This was very, very nice, getting to talk about how things have been going and hopefully how things have been with you all. I'm gonna save again because I cannot help myself. And, you know, just getting to shoot the shit and chat about whatever. This has been really nice. We all really need this kind of stuff. So yeah, thanks again for coming by. For VOD watchers on YouTube, if you want to see when I'm live next, I'm usually live on Twitch at 7 p.m. CST on the weekends. And as for where I usually announce when I go live, I'm usually live. I announce them typically on Blue Sky. Either Blue Sky or the YouTube community posts. So if you want to see when I'm live next, those are where you can best find me posting about it. So yeah. As for any other news, I don't really have anything major. We're just sticking with this until we're done, then Esoteric Ebb as well for the other game we're playing. I have a feeling since we are going to be in the finale of this at some point, I need to probably find another Metroidvania or some other adventure game to play. I'll think of something. I will say also that I am considering the April demo day to start, if not the next stream, then the stream after that. So if not on the 12th of April, then probably like the 18th or 19th, depending on how schedules work out and if I've got tabletop or not. As I said, just keep up with my Blue Sky or my YouTube and I'll let you all know about it. As for any other news, that's kind of all I've got. So in the description, you'll find the links to my socials and also the links to the artist that drew my model, SamtheSilkie, and the artist for my profile picture, and the artist that did my starting student BRB music. So, yeah. And actually, Combo, my mod, who I was speaking with earlier, is the composer. So, he also is the one that made my BRB screen and starting student screen. So, if you want to go check him out, go check out his stuff. Go check out all their socials. They're great. So, yeah. With that said, take care of yourselves, everybody. Stay hydrated, keep your postures checked, and I'll see you next time. See you, YouTube.